Rodri is a deserved Balon d'Or winner. Yes, you have not tuned in to the wrong channel. This is indeed Don Husam, the biggest City hater. I still am the biggest City hater, but I'm going to be objective and analyze and speak my honest opinion on why I think Rodri was actually the deserved winner of the Ballon d'Or, ladies and gentlemen. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Don Husam. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel. Check out our live content as well. We're live every day. Most of the times twice a day as well. So many different shows for you guys to check out and watch. So make sure you guys are liking and subscribing and tuning into those shows. And let's just get straight into it. Rodri is a deserved Ballon d'Or winner, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I said it. Yes, it's me. Yes, it's the guy that cannot stand Man City that's actually stating this opinion, and I'll explain to you why. Look, some people say Vinicius Jr. was robbed. I don't think he was robbed, and I'm about to tell you why. If your logic is Phil Foden won Premier League Player of the Year, then by definition, Jude Bellingham won La Liga Player of the Year. So if we were to apply that logic across the board, oh my God, Rodri don't deserve it. He wasn't even the best player in the Premier League. Look, Foden won it. Okay, I'm going to use the same exact sentence, but with Vinicius. Oh my God, Vini doesn't deserve the Balon d'Or. Jude Bellingham won La Liga Player of the Year. Look, he doesn't deserve it. It's the same exact concept. It's the same exact thing, but it doesn't make sense. I'll tell you why it doesn't make sense. Every single game that Rodri didn't play in last season, Manchester City either lost or drew. We could go back. Go back last year, though that 6-game run where Manchester City kept dropping points in the English Premier League, Rodri did not play. Rodri's impact, Rodri's level, Rodri's clutchness, I don't think can be just pushed to the side and we act like it's regular. This guy, ladies and gentlemen, is a defensive midfielder in the Pep Guardiola system who has added GA to his game. Rodri, ladies and gentlemen, added goals and assists to a game that he already had where he is the starting DM for Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. And it's not like Rodri left the season empty-handed and they won nothing. They won the Euros, they won the Super Cup, the Club World Cup, and the English Premier League. So they won everything. So they literally won everything there is to win other than Champions League, of course. Obviously, we know what that happened in that game. Vinicius, Bellingham, Rodrigo, Modric, Kroos eliminated them with the penalty shootout. And obviously, he was the best player in the Euros, according to the individual awards. And he was the best player in the Club World Cup as well. So this brings me back to this whole conversation. I don't think Phil Foden deserved to win Premier League Player of the Year to begin with. I think Rodri deserved to win Premier League Player of the Year. So that's honestly one of the things that I said last season. I think Rodri should have won the game because every single time he did not play, City dropped points. So by definition, he was City's most important player. And yes, City might have not won the Champions League, but I think that's more of a team trophy thing. And this comes back to this whole conversation, this whole narrative. If we're going to base it off of team trophies, then Carvajal was robbed. So we can change this whole energy right now. If you're basing it off of just strictly trophies, medals, this is it. It's all about the medals and the trophies and the blah, blah, blah. Then Carvajal was robbed because Carvajal is a La Liga champion and a Champions League winner and a Euro winner. So he won all of that and he scored in the Champions League final as well. Let's not push that to the side like it means like he literally scored in the Champions League final. So if we're going to use the logic of trophies, then Carvajal deserved it. But I've never been that guy. I've never been the guy who goes like, oh, Jorginho won the Euros and the Champions League, so he deserves Balon d'Or. I don't do any of this type of stuff. I'm looking more at an individual level. Jude Bellingham last season was extremely clutch for Real Madrid, scoring in El Clasicos, scoring in multiple different important games. And this is why he ended up being the kind of the MVP of the Spanish league, of the Liga, if you would like, in his debut season. Jude Bellingham and Vinicius took votes away from each other because some people thought Jude deserved it, some people thought Vinicius deserved it. Hell, probably some people thought Carvajal deserved it, and he took votes away from them as well. So obviously, when you have many people nominated for the award, sometimes you take votes away from each other. This could be possible, the Virgil van Dijk here, you know, where maybe Mo took some votes from him, Sadio Mane took some votes from him, stuff like that. But I'm looking at Rodri this season, and I think this is probably, obviously last season we're talking about, the most complete version of Rodri we've ever seen. He is still the best DM in the world. I think personally, and this is coming from a Liverpool fan who everyone knows who watches my content, they'll all vouch for me in the chat. This is coming from a Liverpool fan who absolutely can't stand Manchester City. I hope they're found guilty. I hope they get liquidated, relegated to League Two, and we never see them again. However, I can honestly say I think Rodri is the best midfielder in the world. I genuinely fully believe that Rodri is the best midfielder in the world. And to be honest with you, every time you watch Rodri play football, it shows. I mean, there's nothing the guy can't could do. He's complete. He's a baller. And now he's even doing the box-to-box thing where he's like defending down one end, scoring down the other. Now, obviously, he doesn't have as many GA as like players who play further forward. We know that. However, the point still remains the fact that the DM has added GA to his game. And on top of that, you guys, Rodri is not out here scoring a header against Stockport in the Carabao Cup. No, Rodri is actually scoring important goals for his team. He's scoring important goals for Manchester City. Like, we're talking about clutchness. One of the players that if I'm looking at someone for Manchester City, same way, like example, Liverpool Football Club, who's clutch? Mo's clutch. Van Dijk is clutch. You get me? Alisson, if you need a save, is clutch. For Manchester City, I'd probably say Rodri is clutch. KDB is clutch. Those two probably are the clutchest players. And Rodri done that this season. I mean, he kind of scores goals in important moments when you need them. And it's not even a Haaland or a Foden. Like, it's always Rodri that turns up for Manchester City when they need him. And you could tell by even watching this season, the performances without Rodri. Yes, they've been winning games of football, but they shouldn't have beaten Fulham at home. Some could even argue they were lucky against Southampton. A lot of even City fans were saying they didn't even deserve to beat Brentford at home. Brentford, you guys. Fulham, you guys. Southampton. We're not talking about the best of the best here. And Rodri not being there has shown its impact, its massive impact on Manchester City. So, in my honest opinion, if you were to ask me who's the most important player in the world, I would probably say Rodri. Now, most important could possibly mean as well best player in the world, and it just shows. And I'm look, once again, this is someone who can't stand Manchester City, but I can push my bias to the side. I can be objective, and I can say Rodri is 100% a deserved winner of the Balon d'Or. And Vinicius and Bellingham took votes away from each other. And remember, if we're talking about winning your individual league player of the season, then Jude Bellingham won that. And this also plays a part in all of this. Maybe they took votes away from each other. I think he's a deserved winner. I think if I were to tell you if I were to tell you Rodri is the best player in the world, I don't think any of you would go like, wow, that's such a shocking opinion. You have an agenda. You're insane. No. If I were to say Rodri is the best player in the world, I think that is a statement that everyone go like, even if you disagree, you'd go like, I disagree, but respect. Like, I can respect your opinion type thing. And I think Rodri deserves it, to be honest with you. I genuinely think Rodri deserves it. I don't think it's a robbery. Vinny and Bellingham just probably took votes away from each other. And as well, on top of this, what takes away from this whole conversation is the fact that Vinicius had a really, really, really poor Copa America with Brazil. Now, I'm not blaming him alone, because once again, I always keep my energy consistent. I don't talk about team accomplishments. I talk more about the individual. But even he himself did not turn up. Now, some people say Rodri wasn't even the most important player for Spain. You can argue that. You can debate that. We can talk about it. Yes, perhaps Yamal or whoever maybe did better. But if we're talking about most important player for Manchester City, then for me, it's Rodri. If we're talking about a player that has helped Spain to get to that level, then also it's Rodri. I mean, the guy is absolutely phenomenal. So this is why I think Rodri is a deserved Balon d'Or winner. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys are liking. Make sure you guys are subscribing. And we'll see you whenever we see you.